Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
It's Kate and
Aley.
oh, this is so much fun.
It is fun. Thanks for coming back and being here with us today. We do have Diana Boles, oil painter, coming on in a little while, and she was mowing her lawn, and that's very good of her to do. Good
Yeah,
exercise, you know.
I
So
know. It's
she will be
beautiful.
on in a few minutes, which is fine because we have a lot of different things to say. Hello, Janet. It's great to see you. Hi, Kelly, Kiba, Craig. Thanks for being here. Thanks a lot. We are trying out at 12 o'clock noon time here in the Pacific where Kate and I live on seeing how this works out. But I'm going to let Kate tell you about our next show, which will be in on July 19th at 6
Six
o'clock?
o'clock.
6
That's
o'clock
6 o'clock
Pacific, so 9
Pacific.
o'clock Eastern time. Yes.
Yes. So
Yeah.
we have invited on a guest who has, for the last 30 years, taught psychic tools. Has a year-long course on, um, oh my gosh, on energy, on healing, on astral travel, on finding your guides,
Mhm.
having them tell you their names. Psychic healers. You have a psychic healing team that's possible to come in and help. She does, like I said, a whole year of
Wow.
all of this information. The tools that she gives are spectacular, and they're layered in a way that's really easy to understand, so that you don't have to feel like you need to, study hard every week to figure out and to stay caught up. It's something that's practical, that works immediately. And I'm very excited that she has said yes to this, because she's very shy. And
Oh,
yes, and has done this for so many years. She's thousands of students, of graduates. I know
wow.
personally that it affected my life. It affected my brother's life. It affected my sister's life. So
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
it is really, really useful and hands-on psychic tool information that
Uh-huh.
personalized and long-lasting, and can cut out some of that peaks and valleys of how do I navigate life,
Yeah.
because of the tools that are offered. So
Mhm.
it's really exciting. That's going to be on the 19th, like you mentioned,
Uh-huh.
6 p.m. Pacific. So we're excited about that.
We are excited. Yes. And we want you to know as well that you can contact us with either your dreams, if they're very, if your dreams are something that are a little complicated to just write in the chat. We want you to know that you can contact us at thedreamdetectives@gmail.com, and I've put the link in here. If you want to come on the show, just let us know. We
Mhm.
would love to have you. Or if you want us to talk about differing aspects, we do have someone that's willing to come on and talk about something we hadn't thought about. And we're
Yeah.
excited. I'm not going to say anything yet, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that one's going to be a surprise.
that's
That
going to
one's
be a
going to be a
surprise.
surprise.
Yeah.
There is a process as well, Allie, that if someone wanted to record their dream, so you talk into your smartphone
Uh-huh.
as a memo, and then you
Hmm.
can describe the dream to us and
Hmm.
email that recording to the dream
Yeah.
detectives. In the event that you want to have it shared with everyone, we can share it anonymously. If you
Hmm.
want to come on and be anonymous, you can come on and be anonymous as well, because your dreams are so personal that we really want to provide a platform that offers support and encourages people to know that it's a safe and loving
Yeah.
environment, that the dreams are benevolent, and that there are ways of maneuvering through them, so that the understanding can be soft and can be understood as, oh, that's what that means, rather than, ooh, that was really terrifying. So,
Well, we all tend to think, oh my, well, every one of us, I know my daughter does this. She'll say, I had this really weird dream. Well, dreams are weird.
they
That's
are weird.
they
They
are.
are. They
Yeah,
are weird.
they are
We
weird.
want to,
Yeah.
and one of the things that is important is we really do want to extend that invitation anyone that's interested in having some other people take a look at what that meaning might be. So if you want to be made anonymous through an email, if you want to come on the show, if you want to come on the show anonymously, contact us through all of those different options are available through the doingdetectives@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to hear how any of this is resonating with you, and so that we can have some guidance on which way to go, because we do have a couple of rabbits that we're going to pull out of a hat, but that's to come. So we're hoping for a really fun show. We always have such a good time, and I just really appreciate the people that have said yes, they're going to come on and share their dreams with us.
Absolutely. And the other thing Kate and I have talked about is the fact that there are dreams we have at night when we go to sleep, but there are also dreams that we have to accomplish something, goals that we have, daydreams. I mean, this could go into a lot of other areas. There's really nothing off limits to us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's about building that communication with spirit and guides that are here to support us. They're here to offer that wisdom, to offer that loving concern. And so in a way that we have to figure out their language. So, we're just all learning, how does this affect us and how do we communicate with them and trust what we're hearing? So even if we were to take a look at how to start, right? So today we were going to talk about the beginner. How does someone open up a conversation? How do you say hello? How do you know when you've been in the dream that it isn't just the mishmash of, oh, now I'm more exhausted than when I went to sleep. So
now I'm more confused too. I don't get it. What does that mean? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and part of that foundation is the desire to learn and the desire to have that exploration, to be willing to trust and to know that what you are adventuring into is protected, is loving, is good, and that listening for that conversation to begin really does begin on the inside.
It does.
So that conversation we're having with ourselves, as truthful as you can make it to yourself, be as truthful as you can, so that when they are talking to you, you will understand the message that you're hearing to be truth. And along those lines, I did want to mention really quickly that in communication, some of us are audio, so we're going to hear things, right? We're going to hear voices, we're going to hear sounds and music and everything that you would think you would hear that you would hear. Some of us will lean toward visual, so it will be something that you'll be seeing rather than something that you're hearing. And so a lot of our dreams can be very quiet if we're looking for symbols, if we're looking for information to come to us. And then there's also the possibility that it's all going to be emotional. And you'll have this roller coaster throughout your sleep time of emotions. You'll be feeling joy all the way through to sadness, and interpreting that and trying to understand, what is that? So for each individual person that wants to go on this adventure of growing your relationship with your spirit guides and your physical and psychic and spiritual journey on the planet, understand among yourselves which one of those things you are, because your symbols will change depending on that communication style. I used to sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
I used to say, can I just have a billboard? I just want a billboard. Where's my billboard? And I was going through a really tough time. There were a lot of changes going on in my life, and I had a dream where I was in a very empty room, and the room was this warm peachy orange color, floor, walls, ceiling, everything, room, just a box. I was inside this box, and I was on my knees, and I was asking for help, and I kept saying, can you please help me? and I started to hear music, and
Ah.
it was very soft. It was very quiet. Okay, very, very quiet. And then I said, "I'm not getting the answer. Can you please help me?" And the
Mhm.
music got a little louder. and and then it was one of those things where I'm yelling in my dream saying that, "Hey, I need some help here. Somebody help me." And um um and the music suddenly was just blasting me out of the room. It was just I was being
Wow.
blasted with music. And when I woke up, I was very confused. And when I shared the dream with a family member, they said, "Well, maybe the answer is that you need to listen to some more music. Maybe you need to put your stereo into your office. Maybe you need to put your CDs in the car and start listening to what brings you joy, because music always brought me joy. So, and it still does. So, I
Mhm.
mean, something is it's still it's I know it sounds a little bit silly, but
Yeah,
we all have to know our styles.
we do. Just a couple of things. First of all, some of you are confused because it says slow mode. What happened the other day was I had a show, I think it was with Lady Soul, and I had a troll in there, and that troll could put their thing up about 20 times. No, the oil, Diana, go to your email and you should have the StreamYard link, or I can re-invite you if you go to your email if you can't find it. Okay. Um, so I just want you to know that I have put it slowed down so that you can't post. You only have to have 60 a minute between your posts, and that's only to stop the trolls from coming in because there's some nasty people out there. So it's nothing to do with you. You didn't do anything wrong. Just letting you know, and I'm sorry. It just helps mitigate the trolls. Oh, and Teresa changed from greeter TK hugger to Teresa K TAK. That's okay. We still know
Yeah.
you. Hi, Steph. Hi, everybody. Hi, Silver Star. So, Oil Painter, let me know. I'm gonna. Oh, there you go. It was a little bit long, wasn't it? All right. Let me go. Make sure that Diana has the link to come in. And oops, sorry. And Craig, as far as your comment about the dream, let us know. And if it's too long and you want to come on and be a guest and talk about it, we'd love it. If you don't want to do that, just let me know and we can talk maybe on the phone, or you can put it in a message, or like Kate said, where you can, tell us over the message. Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I did want to bring up a couple of things that may be helpful. If I go to bed at night and I want to remember my dreams, it's going to be harder, I believe, than it would be if I was taking a short nap or if I went back to bed in the morning. I found in the morning, if I get up at 5, I let the dog out because she wakes up, and I decide we're going back to bed because I'm not getting up. And we come back to bed. I have the best, most vivid dreams I have ever had.
There's
And
a reason
so,
for that. It's so
what's
that
that?
you'll remember.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The answers are close to dawn so that you'll remember.
That you'll remember. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, if you have trouble with that, but some people don't have time to take a nap, or they don't sleep when they take a nap, or whatever, they don't
Mhm.
have time in the morning. But I just want you to know, if you can try that maybe on a weekend, if you're working or whatever, it may be more helpful for you. And those dreams will be more easily accessible. Also, some people dream in only black and white, mostly men, it seems, or some do in color. There she is. Hello, lady.
Yay! Hi.
Hi,
We're
how
so
are you?
sorry. So sorry. Yeah. Is it really hot there too?
Um, well, it's because I was working in the yard, and
Well, I
so
know. Yeah. Yeah. But you're
it's
a good
okay.
girl. You went and did your mowing of the lawn. So you were walking in nature, and sorry about the
Climate
sorry
change.
about the mix up on the time. Anyway, yeah.
No, I'm still in I'm still in Vermont.
Well, I would be too. So you had a
You know,
magical time. It was your son that got married? Is that who it was? Yeah. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was great. It was great. But I had no allergies there. And I'm outside tying up my tomatoes because they've grown crazy in a week and blah, blah, blah. And sneezing up a storm, man.
I get it.
Oh.
I get it. Yeah.
I,
Sorry to hear
maybe
that.
I'm live in Vermont.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should. It does get a little humid because I'm from New Hampshire, so it's right next to Vermont. Gets a little humid there in the summer, but you know.
Oh, Michigan,
But you were up on Lake
Virginia.
Champlain, weren't you? Weren't you up in Burlington near the lake?
I was, yeah, right by there. I was at Barney's Point. In fact, the cabin
That's
I was
where,
in,
yeah,
very edge of Barney's Point.
the very
It
beautiful
was,
part,
it
and
was
that's where
6 feet
Bernie's
down.
from. Yep, yep. That's where Bernie Sanders is from Burlington. He was the mayor there for a while.
Oh yeah, it was great to be in Bernie country. Believe me,
I believe you. All right. So I want to let Kate explain what she put out there for Diana. And then I want Diana, before she tells us about her dream, to tell us about her process, in the book and so on, because you usually do that. So go ahead, Kate. I'll let you talk.
So one of the easiest ways to start your dreaming practice to verify that what you are dreaming is real, that you are actually there in the dream. A lot of people are frightened of the beginning step, that first step, because a lot of times the dreams are intense, they're frightening, their imagery is uncomfortable. And so the recommendation is to, before you go to sleep, ask that your dream be hilarious. Let's go play. Let's go play on the astral plane. Let's go play where our guides love us, where our angels love us. Let's go play. Let's do something that is just very fun, lighthearted, that you wake up in the morning and you have a smile on your face and you remember, yes, that was hilarious. So I invited Diana, who I know is a master dreamer, to put it to the test and see if asking before falling asleep for something hilarious could be expressed and could be experienced, because I knew that Diana's angels and guides and her heart too are also very playful in that realm. So I'm going to send it over to you, Diana, if you would share with us what your process is and what happened when you tried the experiment of inviting hilarity into that dream state.
Okay, so each night before I go to bed, before I go to sleep, I call in my guides and I have a prayer that I say. Please place me in a steady stream of divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and grace. Then set me in a blue bubble that shrinks to surround me and protect me. Place me in the healing teal green orb of Raphael. And then I call in my guides, most often each one by name. Not always, because sometimes you just say, okay, and anybody I forgot, right? Depending on how tired.
Yeah.
So I'm already asking for protection. And sometimes I say what it is I'd like to see. And sometimes I just say, okay, so show me what it is you need me to know. Show me what the message is going to be. And I've been doing this, a long, long time. Like even as a child. So I have dreams from my childhood that I still recall because they became repetitive or they were just so astounding that the image has never left me.
Yeah.
Because I see I see a lot of things, but I see images and I see in color. So if I wake up several times during the night and I've had a dream, when I wake up, I say the first word that pops into my mind because I hate turning on lights and I don't want to sketch. I don't want to do anything at that time. I want to be able to go back into the dream if it's at all possible, right? So I say the first thing that comes into my mind, then I repeat the first thing and say it along with whatever the next thing is. So each time I have another thought while I am doing my business in the middle of the night, I repeat everything, and I always start right at the beginning. What was the first thing? What was the second thing? It is the way that memory snapping back can sometimes trigger the first memory, but that first memory usually triggers the sequence of events for me. So I do that, and often I go right back to the same dream I had, or the dream changes course. Now, it's been a very, very long time since I've had a dream that frightened me, because I'm like I've
in charge.
prepared
Yeah.
myself, right, Aley? I just,
Yeah.
I'm okay, whatever your message is, and I'm good with that. But the hilarity dream, if I can jump right up to that. Well, I suppose I should finish what I was saying about sketching, because the next morning, the impressions that I have had from my dreams stick with me. The color, the ambiance, was it emotional? Was it, what was I there for? What was the purpose of this? And so I see these images and they keep coming back to me. So I sketch out the images and I write a note, and I sketch out more, or I just write and then start sketching. It just depends on how it's flowing. And because one thing usually leads to the next. If I write something, it leads to the image. The complete image can't be put into words, because your dreams just don't always, words just don't always fill it in, It's
Right.
like what's circling behind you, Kate, in your art there.
Yes.
It's like, now how do you describe that? It looks like organza, it looks like blue, it looks like white, it looks like yellow, it looks like silver, it looks like organza when you've had 3 layers and you're playing with a tea bag, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like a wedding veil, and you've got 3 layers in your, anyway. So this wedding, I was it was small. It was just siblings and parents, and we were staying in a camp together for a week. And not all of the siblings were staying the whole time. They had extra children along and stuff like that. So they went and stayed in hotels so that everybody wouldn't be plagued with all of the other business, because we had busy stuff to do as well. We got there on Saturday. The wedding took place on Tuesday. So there was a lot of nervous stuff. There was a lot of busy stuff. There was a lot of get this right, get that right. Doing floral arrangements, big, huge things for outside, things for the table, setting the tables, hanging the dream catchers that I made for all the guests that they were going to take home, and some bitty bouquets, and just decorating the best we could with the environment. And so the night of the wedding, we were all, I have to say about Vermont also, the most beautiful sunsets every night. Even a bad one was good. But the night of the wedding, the wind stopped. The sunset was fabulous. And then we all got out of our busy clothes and got into our sweatshirts and whatever and lit a fire. And we're all sitting in Adirondack chairs and having, a good time and laughing. And my kid stands up and goes, "Okay, there is no graceful way to get out of an Adirondack chair. If any of you here know what that is, please, right now, show me."
And they're so iconic.
Yeah.
They're so iconic. They're so beautiful for that relaxation moment, that perfect chair that sits there and says, "Ah." But how do you get out of it?
Yeah. like one of those
Right?
low beach chairs. I
Yes.
can't get out of that either. Yeah.
And goodness, don't have a beer on this journey.
Yes, that's true.
You know,
No,
and then
yeah.
the flames are dancing, and that's just about the only light you got going on. And the ground, we were on tiled ground, but it was, you know, it
Sure.
was good old Vermont marble, so it's all kind of wiggly wobbly. And so that night, after the festivities around the fire, I laid down in bed and I said, okay, now I'm ready for something hilarious. Can you give me a funny dream? So, you know, I did my thing and I fell asleep before I finished calling everybody in. And I had a couple of dreams that I couldn't put my finger on. But the dream that woke me up and woke me up laughing was
Oh my
a
gosh.
hilarity dream. It was so funny because this guy was getting of an Adirondack chair, right? Behind him was a beautiful Oriental tapestry with
Right.
that tomato red background that they're so famous for. And he's balancing a rustic chair on his head. And in the background, in my head, the song, it's by Montel Taylor or Tyler, and it's going, "This is how we do it."
Do it,
And
baby.
this guy is climbing out of this chair, not using his arms to got this thing balanced on his head, and this beautiful Asian tapestry. And I'm like, okay, so, and I woke up laughing. How could you not? This is how we do it. Right? Like, is this because you're a Buddhist and you're into yoga? You owned your way into that. How did you do that? You know?
Yes.
So you know,
I
you
love
program
it.
your dreams, right?
Yeah.
I love
So
it.
of course,
That's awesome. That's, you know, I love the part. I love where you said that you woke up laughing. That's it. That's it. Yeah. You mastered it. I'm curious to what you think the red carpet in the background represents for you.
Well, okay, so I do yoga, and you know, I'm pretty zen, and so I don't know, to me that is one of those mind over matter things, like when you're sitting in meditation for yoga and you're just getting your breathing right, and you're having one of those, oh, I gotta get up off the mat and do this moments, you know, but you get up off the mat and you do it. So you put your, you know, you just put your whole self into it. You set your intention before you get going, you know. So to me, that kind of represented setting the intention of balancing a chair.
I like,
with one
balance.
leg.
Yeah, balance is there. You know what I like about it? It's don't take life so seriously all the time, because in the back is the spiritual, and we think we are in this discipline, and we, you know, we have to really, but really we can just have fun with it as well. But I do love that chair on the head.
and then he was halfway up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
the cabin was rustic, and it had a lot of, you know, furniture just made out of logs and stuff. So it was because that chair wouldn't have been light. That would have been a heavy chair to begin with.
Right.
With one leg on your head, and this is how we do it.
Well, and it was also interesting that tapestry, you saw it as a tapestry that went on the wall. When I saw it, it reminded me of the Persian carpets that were on the floor. So to me, it was like, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Let's crank it up and enjoy the day. Just crank up the happy, crank up the joy, you know, flip things on their side and see what happens, and see if that's, you know, something that will bring a smile, a laugh, you know, a chuckle. It's a wonderful drawing that you did.
Oh, I know. I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And this is one of the things I wanted you guys to know, was that Diana is an artist, and she expresses herself beautifully in her own, but not everybody can do that. And
Right.
so
Right.
it's just so
But it doesn't
awesome.
matter if it's a stick figure or whatever.
Right.
This
That's
is
true.
your journey. So
Your
It's
journey.
not it's not up for grabs till
Right.
Right.
you
Right.
cross over,
I hear you.
and then it's
Yep.
up for grabs or you've burned it before you get there.
Right.
In
Right.
fact, when I was moving, I had all my journals from 10 years and I was putting them in the trash, and my backyard
Oh,
neighbor
wow.
came over, and this, like, the last person I would expect to hear this from was, you shouldn't do that. That's the story of your life. People are interested.
Oh.
And I went, no,
Yeah.
nobody's going to care about that. I don't,
Uh-huh.
and he said, no, you need to keep those. So
Mhm.
he must have thought I
Mm.
was a pretty interesting character. I don't know. But it's true, It is
Uh-huh.
true. That's the story of
I've
your
done
life.
it somewhat. It just depends. Some days I feel like it's too heavy a burden and I've already let the burden go. And other times I think, no, I'm going to keep these for a little while longer, because really the only meaning that it makes is for us. And if we're gone, that's not going to make a difference to anybody else. Yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
And
you never know.
Yeah.
You
well,
you
use
never
your
know who
word,
can touch.
Yeah.
right. Your
Okay.
children, other family
Hmm.
members who take an interest in history.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's your journal, but and it reflects you and your tellings. But
True.
you
Yeah.
also
That's
write
true.
other things in your journal. I
Mhm.
mean, you write about family members. You write about issues and
Yes. Yeah.
trouble.
Personal
You
stuff.
write
Yeah.
about good times and bad times.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
anybody's looking for a name and they can't find it, of a great grandparent or something,
True. Yeah. That's true.
because, it might be in
Yeah.
there. And in my books, of course, it's probably in there.
Well, my father was
Some of them.
gifted a journal from the 19th century that somebody went on a trip from Connecticut to Colorado, and they went on a wagon train or whatever it was. I don't know. And the most interesting thing that I found out was that when you stay the night in a place, they never change the sheets. And the sheets are always slick and gray because you just get in all dirty with your clothes on. If you're in an inn, I never realized that it was that disgusting, but that was in the journal. And it was like, wow, it's pretty interesting.
Right? Yeah, you're
Yeah,
lucky to get
Right.
caught.
I
You're lucky if
know.
you had a bale of straw
That's right. That's right.
with
That's right.
with the fleas.
But I really love that.
Yeah.
I love that you took that. I mean, your higher consciousness decided to, and because it was funny when your son said it, and it was funny again later on in a different way for
Yeah.
you. And yeah,
Well, and it's
yeah,
still fun, I
it is
mean,
still funny. Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
When it
I'm in the Adirondacks, Where does an Asian
Yes,
tapestry come from? The
I
Adirondacks.
know.
Yeah, we're
I
not.
do. Yeah.
one of my favorite experiences was when we met up for the Eiffel Tower revealing, and I discovered a mountain of marshmallows. And I
Uh-huh.
started putting these marshmallows into my pockets and into, just hiding
They're
them in my clothes. And I must have looked like the Michelin character, the Michelin guy with, with all these expanding marshmallows all over the place. And
Uh-huh.
and somebody turned to me and they said, "What's with you and all the marshmallows?" I'm like, they're marshmallows and they have no calories and they don't hurt my teeth and I can eat as many as I want. And who knows, we might get lost later. And so I might need a little snack. And how much fun is that to be
It's
able to
funny.
munch on something that
Yeah,
normally
that
I
you wouldn't eat.
wouldn't be storing them up in my
Right,
clothes on the journey for the journey.
right,
The,
right.
right.
the humor, the anticipation that there can be this support of bringing in laughter, of
Yeah,
bringing in that lightness when life gets tough, and there's an awful lot out there right now that can seem like, oh my gosh,
overwhelming.
how
Yeah,
do I disconnect? How do I turn off the TV? How do I put on the soothing music and drift off to some other place where I can refresh and reboot and become better again? Because
right.
it's a very trying time. It's a difficult time for everyone right now. And to know that you can enter a sleep period simply by saying, please bring humor to me. Please
Yeah.
bring refreshing humor to me tonight.
To lighten the load. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
and then to wake up laughing. I mean, how
I know.
cool is
That is
that?
very cool.
Right? You
Very
can't
cool.
you can't buy that on the anywhere. You know,
That's true.
nobody can give you that. So
Mhm.
our guides that love us and that want us to live our best lives, and they want to participate with us, and our angels that are there saying, just
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
ask and we will bring it to you. You know, if it's for your highest good, if it is for the journey that you are on, if it is assisting in your sacred contracts that you are walking in, they're
Mhm.
going to help you get there, and they're going to help you get there in the most wonderful of ways. It's just absolutely so much
And
fun.
who knows, maybe it will lighten you up enough to be able to feel free enough to do it even in public, because honestly, I'll be in a store and I remember standing next to somebody, I don't know them from Adam, and
Right.
they're getting beer and potato chips and all this other stuff. And I looked at the guy and I said, now listen, you can't get all that stuff and not have dip. You have to have dip, you know? And he looked at me like I was a dip, but I didn't give a I didn't care. Yeah, I didn't care. Because that's what I do. I'll tell people things like that in the line or whatever. Or I'll
Of course.
say, and people don't have to do that, but maybe if they start in their dreams, they'll have a little more confidence to be open and not so, not so
And
serious all the time. Yeah. Yeah.
every
Yeah.
time that we share a little spark of sweetness or a little sweet
Uh-huh.
kindness,
Yeah.
that magnifies, that changes the universe. It
It
changes the
does.
energy
Right.
of
It does.
everything. So,
Yeah.
And
it's just, it's so
vibratory.
powerful. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's so powerful, so easy.
Yeah.
And Allie, did you have a hilarious dream experience you want to share with us?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't. But I'm going to work on that tonight. The ones that I had were really things I had to work out that were
Mm-hmm.
in the morning, things that I had to work out, and I felt a lot better about working them out in that dream than to be
Yes.
holding on to and worrying about it. Yeah.
Mhm.
I do have here Sharon from Strawberry Rhubarb. And I love this because I think this is a message, Sharon. She says she had
Mm-hmm.
a dream her hearing was getting worse and had to constantly ask people to repeat things. When I first saw this, I thought to myself, and I'm going to take it down because we can't see Diana's face, but it's Sharon. Yeah. But I'm thinking to myself, you're not listening. That's the first thing that I get, Sharon, that, you know, you're not listening. People are saying things to you, but you're not listening to it. And you have to so it keeps getting repeated over and over. And what about you ladies? What do you think about that?
I have to
Well,
agree with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do. I agree with you. And perhaps Sharon is one of those folks that takes on the audio part of
Okay.
communication, that the audio communication is stronger than the
Mhm.
visual or the sensory.
Right.
And you know what? That can change from dream to dream. So, please
It can.
don't say that I'm trying to pigeonhole you,
No.
but if sensing is if you're more comfortable by what you hear and how you hear it,
Mhm.
things like music, things like, being in a loud room where you want to back off and, go to a corner because your hearing is affected, then
Right.
having a dream as poignant as repeating and not being able to hear it is a really clear, cool communication
Right.
um, about being able to become quiet and allow that information to come in so that you can hear it. And it's
Mhm.
really quite impressive. It's very powerful. Thanks for sharing that, Sharon.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's
and
pretty, it is. Go ahead, Diana. Go ahead.
I was just wondering if she had some idea or concept of what it was they had said originally. And are they saying the same story over and over again? And is that making her shut down to what they
That could
are
be.
repeating
All
over
right.
and over again?
That's why she can't hear it, because she doesn't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah,
You
too
Mhm.
know,
many
when
times.
somebody makes an excuse and you say, I don't want to hear that anymore. Right?
Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. I love that. That's very true. Marlene's got a one here. She was on a spaceship and went to a beautiful planet, and she was so happy to be there. I I think that we all want to get on that spaceship because our planet's not that beautiful right now.
Yeah.
Don't know if that resonates with you or not, but what do you think, ladies?
Go ahead, Diana.
Well, yeah. I was just in the, here I am in the plane coming home after this great trip and caught a couple of blurbs in the news on my way waiting to get on the plane, right? So I'm up in the air going, do I even want to land? Do I even want to land?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that we all need a break. We all need a vacation. We all need to experience something new. And that it's very possible that there is something new coming in. And they're showing you not to be afraid of that, to be open to that, and to see it as the adventure of taking a vacation and of discovery and adventure, that it can be wonderful and pleasing and soothing. And so you have these mixtures of experience all in one dream that say you are protected, you're held, we're with you, there's no need to be frightened, there's a new adventure on its way, and we're going to give you a little hint of what it will feel like to go on this adventure. And so to me it's really exciting because the preview is just that, the preview. we would love to know if things shift a little bit for you, or if there is a new adventure coming for you. That would be wonderful to know.
And let's say that you request a happy dream, but you don't get a happy dream, you get a different dream. Well, if it was frightening, put on your Wonder Woman costume, put on your dragon costume, and chase
get out your sword.
Right?
Yeah.
Chase the monster out of the dream.
Yeah.
And start write it down, because writing, whether you do it with a picture or letters, can help you work through what the underlying meaning was, I mean, maybe that monster really represented all the stinging nettle in your damn front yard that you got to pull out by hand because you go over with a lawnmower, and then your hands are like prickly pears, and it hurts. And then I'm always barefoot, so I step on it, and so.
But I also want to say that sometimes words that are there mean something else. You space shift, shift your space, make your home one of beautiful energy. That might be, if you can't go anywhere to get away from it, then bring that beauty to your space and see a space shift.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's helpful.
I love that. That's wonderful, Aley.
Well, it's sometimes we just need that extra analysis, because we know that right now we're not in a situation where out there is going to be shifting fast enough. It's going to be, we want the beauty. So if we can't get the beauty out there, we can have the beauty in our space where we are. Sharon continued here. She said that as the dream continued, all we're looking for how to proceed on a big project. And I kept saying, I don't know, but you're the most qualified to know. And she says she knows what this is about, but she also kept saying it's not my project.
Oh,
that's why I kept getting harder to hear.
Okay.
Because it was them telling her the same story over and over.
Story. Right. Over and over again.
Sure. And it's not her project. It's not.
It's not. This is something you have to do. Yes.
Right. Wow.
So
people love to throw extra things on us.
Learning how to stick up for yours, to get that point across, to be your advocate, your own advocate, and say, I'm sorry, but this is where I draw the line, or whatever it has to be, so that you're just not, but it is your project.
So, Sharon, I think I'm confused. You just don't want to be reminded that it's your project?
Well,
so analyze.
You know what? The answers will fall into place. And I trust that Sharon follows her heart and follows the intuition where her guides and angels are speaking to her. So perhaps it's a timing issue of, no, I'm not ready for this. No, I don't want this right now.
Or you just don't want to be reminded that you have to do it. Nobody
Yes.
wants. It's like,
Kinda,
you already told me once. I don't
Yeah.
need you to keep telling me. Yeah.
I loaded the dishwasher this morning. I don't need reminding.
That's right. That's right.
It needs to be loaded up again. You know,
Yeah.
so go ahead. Go ahead.
Are other people involved in this? And do they keep trying to change her direction on this project?
Oh,
Okay.
that's an interesting aspect too. How
Yeah.
to stay true to it. How to be true to the project. So
Craig says when he has a spiritual dream, he remembers it. But if it's something that's not spiritual, he doesn't remember it. But that's spiritual in your realm. It could be that the other dreams are spiritual too, but they just don't look spiritual. They may be dreams out there that are so weird that you can't figure out how that would fit in, but maybe it does fit in. So take it apart a little bit and think about the words. There's a class I teach, it's literary theory, and we talk about different theories and how they work in story. Well, you could do the same thing with a dream, and sometimes you have to break down the words, because like in that other one with the dream and the space, maybe you have to break that down a little bit in order to make more meaning of it.
I think that's a wonderful point too, Aley, because the spirit world is much faster than we are.
Oh yeah.
The information is coming in very quickly. Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can sound like a blur. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll take a second to catch up. But yeah.
Yep, it does. All right. So Tammy Jackson, thank you for this. She had a dream. She has another post that said she's had a past life dream. One was in the 17 to 1800s, she thinks. She was the daughter of an outlaw, was hiding in the attic, and the law found you, started shooting through the ceiling, could feel the bullets hitting me. Wow. Yeah, it probably is.
So this has
visited.
Yeah.
But on a spiritual level, if we take it apart the way that you're describing, Aley, it's like the sins of the father.
The sins of the father visited on the daughter or the son.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So is there a ancestral trauma that needs healing? Is there an issue within some history that could be given some love and attention and healing, so that doesn't continue through the future generations? Very, very interesting that through the ceiling, it's she's already in the highest point of the house.
That's true. She's
already in the spiritual.
Her higher self remembers.
In the higher point, right? And the fact that she can feel this is that emotional state, that physical state that you are actively in the dream.
Right.
That's the lucid piece. That's the piece where you go, oh, I'm actually here. I can sense this. And of course it would have been traumatic. Of course it would have been really frightening to go, but okay, now what do I do?
The attic is where we store things.
Yes.
And so it's not only maybe a true past life, but it's still stored in that higher dimension of your higher self, and you remember it.
Yes.
But the bullet's amazing. Yeah.
That is an incredibly amazing dream to share with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Michelle has dreams of having to survive things, people trying to kill you, natural disasters, always. And you know what? That's exactly what it is. It's just taking your fears into your sleep. That's exactly what it seems to be. I hate the idea. I have tidal wave dreams, and they scare me to death. Number one, I'm afraid of fish. And not anybody that you've ever heard of has probably ever been afraid of fish, but I am. And I'm also afraid of that big wave coming, because I can't swim. And of course, no one could swim from that big wave. But yeah.
Having to survive things is interesting to know if she had been leaving one chapter and starting a new one, of growth, of spiritual growth, of being asked to move forward in a new direction, and then
Yeah.
discovering that was coming to an end and moving to the next path of the next chapter. So having these reoccurring ones where you are surviving is actually telling you that you're very
Resilient.
strong.
Yeah.
And you are resilient.
Yeah.
And
And you're taking it to a dream so you don't have to have it in the reality that you live.
Exactly. It's your guides saying you can do this. We're with you. Look how many you've already survived. And, feel that strength, and remember that strength when life gets to be life changing, or the chapter is changing. Your life is changing.
Very good. All right. So Sharon, we're on slow-mo. So, she does the best she can here, but she says, Spirit is trying to tell me what I think. I don't know how to do this project, but if I let Spirit, if I start it, Spirit will guide me, and that the people in the room are all waiting to help. Yeah, absolutely.
That's beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. You nailed it. Yep. And good. I'm glad, Michelle. Yeah. Look at it. It's hard to look at scary stuff, but at least you're dealing with it in your dreams. And it's funny because Craig said that his dreams used to scare him. And so he asked his guides, could you just show it to me like a movie?
Right.
And I kind of like that idea because, in a movie, we know it's a movie. We keep saying it's only a movie. It's only, and so, yeah. Wow.
You're doing great, Michelle. Hang in there. Hang in there. It's good. It's all good. And
now,
I
Craig,
love
I don't know if we want to know this, but he says he wakes up because Clara is bugging him in the night. Protect yourself. I don't care how much she's your guide. Go ahead, Diana. Go ahead.
I wake up with scratches. I wake up with bruises. And
really?
I'm never really afraid in the dream.
Okay.
And sometimes they're unexplained, in weird places, there's no reason for me to have a scratch there. And so I just study the scratch and see what kind of an image I can get from it. One time the scratches spelled out Martha, my grandmother's name.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Wow. Sure, they were haphazard, but that's exactly what it was, Martha. And sometimes in a bruise, it's like looking at a rock for me, or in a agate, or a piece of jasper, or anything, because when I look at rocks, other images come forward. I see things in the crevices and the lines, and rock reading, Native American history. I try to read rocks the way they would as well. And so when I see bruises, then I try to see, is there an image coming forward that might have been an imprint where I flung my hand, or somebody not necessarily touched me, but left the memory in that bruise, left the memory in the scratches of what was involved in the dream. And the one with my grandmother's name on there, I was not asleep. Of course, in the dream, I'm awake, and I was sitting on the edge of something, and I started to slide off this way, and somebody grabbed my arm and pulled me up, and I woke up, and that's when the scratches, Martha, were there.
Wow.
So,
okay.
What's all involved with all of that?
Wowee. That's quite interesting. It's kind of reminds me of the birthmarks that people have sometimes, and they are probably left over from past life injuries, or
right.
Yeah.
Or an impression of it somehow that followed you into the next.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, I'm glad to know this, BC Mom, because every time I tell anybody that, a lot of people try to make sure that I really am afraid of them, and then they try to bring them to me. and hey, I got this for you, and I'm ready to kill them, But I fell into the water when I was a little girl. I was taking a bucket of water and pouring it over my aunt's head, and washing her hair in the lake when we used to do that, and it was awful to do. Anyway, I fell in, and she pulled me out, and she said, "Oh, look, a fish. I found a fish." And I think that fear, probably did. But later I was told that I used to be a fisherman in a past life, and that I brought fish in and people ate the fish and all died. There was something
Oh
wrong
my.
with the fish and they blamed me.
Oh
So
my.
I'm not sure how that works, but yeah, it's very fascinating.
The old
But I'm
man
glad
and
to know I'm not the only one. Yeah.
If you had told me that you were having a dream about fish that you saw or that were coming into your environment, fish often represent money.
And also spirituality,
Yeah.
religion, Jesus,
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 So,
I know. I
but
know.
calling you a fish and you retaining that fear around the word is probably more poignant for your tidal wave dreams because it's
Could be.
specific for you. For
Yeah.
you, it's
Right.
specific for you.
Mhm.
So the same way it would be for BC Mom, that there's probably again another connection where that's a definite individualized symbol that
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
relatable for you. It is
Right.
yours, right? And that's also really exciting to discover what are our own symbols and how do they
Yes.
relate. So, do we
Uh-huh.
have another one there, Allie?
We do. Kiba says she feels like someone's pinning her down. It's frightening when she wakes up because she's on her something side face to the wall. Oh, I see. So, in other words, your back is to the opening of the room and you're facing the
Can't
wall.
see
Is
what's
that what I'm getting? I think so. Okay.
Huh.
can't see what's coming.
Hmm. Um, so it's frightening to you. It almost sounds like if you're being pinned down to something that they're trying to get you to make a decision.
That's clever, yes. Or
Because,
that you're feeling trapped,
uh,
feeling trapped, feeling stuck, feeling
right. Things aren't
there are
moving
no
fast enough. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
no solutions to the problem, or that
Right.
there's no way out,
Right.
and that the only thing ahead in the path is the wall,
Right.
the wall that says stop.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
I can see how that imagery would be very frightening, how it'd feel very, very
Sure.
frightening. Maybe
Because
Kiba
you can't
ask your
see.
guides to give you that message in a
In a
softer
softer way.
version. Yeah, a
Yeah.
softer version, so that
You
it can
feel
become more
defenseless.
clear.
You feel defenseless because you can't really see what's behind you, so you don't know what it is you're fighting against,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
right?
But it's
And
kind
since
of
you can't
reminds me of
turn around,
Sharon's dream with people. She doesn't want to hear people telling her what to do all the time. In this case, you don't want to be pinned down to something that you're unsure of or you're
Right.
feeling fearful about. But I will say that, these are just for entertainment purposes only. But
Yes.
if you've had an experience where someone has pinned you down physically, then, this could be a memory of that, which I hope it isn't. I hope that has never happened to you. But, there are people that relive traumatic time in their life. So
Absolutely.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that has something to do
right?
with it either. Yeah.
Right. Or being stuck in a situation where you don't know the background. You don't know all the information. You don't
Or you're
have.
feeling walled in. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, where
Yeah.
you don't. Yeah, exactly. Where
Mhm.
there's more to be learned. There's more to be discovered. But
Mhm.
just ask your guides to bring it to you in a gentler form. They'll
Yeah.
understand. They'll understand that you've already gotten this piece. So
Mhm.
the next piece that's coming will be easier for you to hear from them. You'll be able to see it with much more softer imagery and feel
Um,
it.
so before we came on today, Craig, Kate was talking to me and thinking that she had another thing about this old girlfriend energy. And I want to put this up and give her a chance because she wants, see what you think about this idea. So go ahead, Kate, since you
Oh my
brought it up.
gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Craig, I know that this image of your girlfriend keeps coming into your dreams, and teasing you, or feisty energy coming at you where you want it to stop and you want it to go away. I honestly believe that that this energy is not your girlfriend. That this energy is another type of energy that is following your brightness, is attracted to what you've got going on with Clara, that wants to participate with you, but is a feisty, spiteful kind of spirit.
Maybe even jealous.
Yeah, that the way they got in was by tapping into the relationship with this old girlfriend, where they knew you wouldn't turn her away, or that you wouldn't, or that it would be difficult for you to have that stop. And that is the situation where you really do need to have, if that's correct, okay, that's my intuition, because if it were really someone that loved you, they wouldn't hurt you. They, in that realm, that isn't part of the game plan, okay? That isn't part of the universal rules that exist in our spiritual realms. So having that, people that love you, support you, being with you, walking with you, sharing the experience with you, when it is actually the person, a visitation, there's a communication that happens. You can talk to that person because that person's spirit is with you. You are having a one-on-one conversation. This is not a movie. This is not a slideshow. This is not somebody coming out from behind the curtain. This is a one-on-one. That's an actual visitation dream, where someone that has crossed, or someone that is connecting with you, that you can identify with, that's having a conversation. I don't know if
so what you need to do is you need to put up your boundaries. You are open because Clara comes in.
Yes.
But you have to say, I don't want any negative people.
So if it is true that it's an entity that is not related to the girlfriend, you will want to ask your angels and guides, and perhaps even Gabriel or Michael, Archangel Michael, to come and defend that realm for you, to send that energy back to the light, to send it back to where it came from, okay? And it may not even be the light, okay? To demand that it return to its home, because its home is not yours. It is not your home, okay? And your home has boundaries, is what, in physically as well as in the realm. So if your angels and guides have been fighting the whatever this is, or the instructions are, move this away from me, take this away, just take this away from me, have that courage and trust and belief in the universe and in the angels that are with you and Clara, and tell them to please send this energy back to where it came from. Yeah. Okay.
Not welcome. Not welcome here.
Not welcome.
That's right.
Well, you just stand firm with that, because seriously, my experience is that the people that have been in my life that have crossed over and that I have had experiences with since, it's a conversation. There's a dialogue. It is not simply, oh, I see you over there. It is a dialogue, okay, where they are asking me questions, where I am answering, where I'm asking questions and they are answering. So it is a one-on-one that happens, and it happens with a lot of speed and a lot of love and a lot of creativity and wonderful joy that comes in when that has happened. So I hope the best for you, Craig. Be gone.
Be gone, person. Okay. That's right.
Only you can send it away.
All right. So I want to thank Kate, of course, and Diana for being with us today, for the fun and the cool Adirondack chair and the other chair on your head, the questions that we had, and the sharing of the dreams.
Yes.
And just thank you, everybody who was here and spent some time with us. Anything else, ladies?
Up already.
Oh, I know, it goes fast. We're going to do this again on the 19th, right? So
we'll be back on the 19th. Diana, you're welcome to come in anytime you want. this is,
Oh.
you're so good at what you do. It's really appreciated.
I love having you
Sure,
here,
pick
Dana.
me. Pick me.
Yes, you're so good. You're so
And
good.
everybody else, dream on, dream on, dream
Yeah,
on.
and may
If I could just add one little thing, if
Yeah.
there are people out there who are having a hard time with a dream, pull out your tarot cards, pull out your favorite oracle deck, and try to
Mhm.
get a message through that to help you
Absolutely.
over the hurdle, or
Mhm.
just understand what all of it was about.
Right.
True.
So
Get some clarity. Yeah.
So yesterday I could not get this background to come up. It was on top of me. It was like creating this incredibly, I don't know, outer space look, right? Fashions from the galaxies. But it was not working. And everything we were doing was not working. It was not working. I went to bed going, okay, how do I set this up? I woke up this morning and I went, boom, I know exactly what to do.
There you go.
You know, so
Wow.
it absolutely works.
Ask and thou shalt receive.
And you will. I mean, we love you guys and we want you to have sweet dreams and
Absolutely.
to enjoy this life and have fun with it, because that's what we're here for. We're meant to connect to each other and to share that good stuff. So sweet dreams for everybody,
Sweet
right?
dreams, everybody. That's
Sweet
right.
dreams.
Love you guys. Have a
Love
wonderful
you
day.
too.
Thank
Bye.
you.